Hi, I'm Tamara and welcome to my seasonal organic kitchen. Now today we have a really exciting program. We're going to look at the foods that are associated with longevity. Now ancient cultures have been searching for foods to help produce and support long life for thousands of years. Today we're going to work with the kings of longevity. These are our noble mushrooms. Now, mushrooms are really a nutritional nothing. They're low in cholesterol, low in calories, low in sodium. However, they're very, very rich in medicinal properties. Our main ingredient today is the shiitake mushroom, also called the elixir of life. It stimulates the immune system. It lowers high blood pressure and cholesterol. It's both antiviral and antibacterial. It increases circulation. This is an incredible superfood. In addition to the shiitake mushroom, we're going to be cooking with the tree ear mushroom. Now, this is a really interesting mushroom. Here it is dried. However, later in the show, we're going to reconstitute this and use this in our dish. So let's begin cooking. Today's longevity recipe is a stuffed shiitake mushroom in a light ginger broth. So the first thing you want to do is heat your pot, and then we're going to add 3 tablespoons of sesame oil. Now we're going to use a toasted sesame oil. When you go to the market, you will also see a non-toasted sesame oil. It has an amber color. So you want to be careful that when you choose your sesame oil, you're choosing the darker variety. This will give a more robust flavor to your ginger broth. Now let's add it to our hot pan. I'm going to add about 3 tablespoons worth, and then we're going to add in a handful of shallots. And you can hear our pan is hot. The shallots start to cook right away. You want to hear that sizzling. And then we're going to add some garlic, about 2 tablespoons of garlic, and a handful of scallions. Now, all 3 of these foods are in the allium family. These are really, really powerful superfoods for your body. Alliums are all pungent and warm in nature. They help to increase circulation in the body. They go to the lungs. They help to move stagnation through the body. They clean the arteries. They reduce clotting. They slow the growth of viruses, of yeast, of bacteria through the body. They're very, very rich in sulfur. I'm going to turn my heat down here a little bit. We're a little bit high. Sulfur helps to purify the blood, and it also helps with protein digestion. So if you're on a diet in which you're eating a tremendous amount of protein, eating the alliums such as scallion and shallot and garlic and onions and chives will all help to improve the digestion of those proteins. Now, these are doing really well, and they smell terrific. And we're going to add to this now a little bit of a sweet Japanese cooking wine. This is called mirin. I'm going to deglaze my pan with this mirin. I would say about 4 tablespoons, 4 or 5 tablespoons of mirin. That looks great, and it smells great too. You know, garlic is an incredible aphrodisiac, in addition to being a food that helps to promote long life. Garlic would be a wonderful thing to cook on the stove as your date is walking through the door, so he or she has this incredible aromatic experience when they walk in. It's very opening, very lifting, very moving. Would be an excellent food to be cooking to have a really long, fun evening. All right, so now we're going to add tamari. Tamari is a fermented soy product. We're going to add into our pan about 4 or 5 tablespoons of tamari. It's going to give our broth a salty flavor. In addition to that, we're going to add some water. I would say about a quart of water. Let's give that a stir. And then for flavor, I want to add some freshly chopped mushrooms. I'm going to add some button mushrooms. These are the mushrooms that most people are familiar with at the supermarket, the white capped mushroom. I'm also going to add in a bowl of the royal trumpet mushroom. That is this mushroom that you see right here. Let's add that in. In addition to those mushrooms, we're going to add in the ginger. Now this is going to give this broth its distinct flavor. Here it is. Looks a little intimidating, but don't be afraid of ginger. Ginger is absolutely wonderful, and really it's very easy to work with once you're familiar with this root. So I'm gonna put in about four tablespoons of ginger into our broth. In addition to the ginger root, we're going to add arame into this dish. Now, arame is a thread-like dark seaweed. You can see it right here. This is before it's been reconstituted. Now, if you put warm water over the arame and let it sit for about 20 minutes, you're going to have an incredibly wonderful ingredient that's rich and also an incredible superfood. Arame helps to treat tumors in the body, lowers high blood pressure, and is also really good for the thyroid. In addition, arame as a seaweed and all of the other seaweeds are incredibly high in calcium, magnesium, iron, protein, iodine. These are really great foods to have in your diet. To our broth, we're going to also add 3 more ingredients. We're going to put in parsnips. This is one of our digestive tonics. We're going to put in a cup of shredded carrot. Carrot is one of our really powerful foods for helping to purify the blood, and it's very rich in beta carotene. Daikon. This is our other root we're going to put in, and daikon is cooling and pungent. It's a very strong circulator for the body. And that looks great. We're going to let that come up to a boil, and we'll reduce that in a simmer for about 20 minutes. And then we'll have a lovely, lovely ginger broth in which to float our stuffed shiitake mushrooms. Now that's the next step. And now we're going to stuff our mushrooms. So here's that shiitake mushroom again. Now the stem on the shiitake mushroom is very woody, like the base of an asparagus stem. So you want to cut that out. Now sometimes in a young shiitake mushroom you can just rip it out, but I can tell on this one it's really fibrous. I'm not going to be able to rip it out. I'm going to take my knife. So place your mushroom flat on the table. You're going to take your knife and you're just going to cut out that stem, and then you have a space here to be stuffed. Now I want to show you the paste that we use to stuff the shiitake mushroom, and we make that. We're going to create that paste in the Cuisinart. So first we're going to take a cake of tofu. You only need about a quarter of this cake. So let's cut that. Now this is a firm tofu. Now you'll notice at the store you could buy soft tofu or silken tofu. I want you to use a firm tofu. It's got a much stronger texture. It's going to hold better in the cap of the mushroom. First we're going to place our firm tofu cake in the Cuisinart. Then we're going to add pine nuts. Oh, this is about, I would say, a half of a cup. To that, I'm going to add some caramelized shallots. Again, about a cup. And 3 egg whites. And a handful of scallions. Now, let's mix that together. We're forming our paste now, and I'm looking at it and I'm thinking to myself, well, that's a little wet. So I'm going to add a little bit more tofu to that, which is perfectly fine. And to that, I'm also going to put a handful of cilantro, which is one of our aromatics. Aromatic herbs help to open up all the orifices in the head and our smell and our sense of taste. They're wonderful to use in our cooking. And next, let's get a bowl ready, because when that paste comes out, we're going to mix that with the tree ear mushroom. Now, remember I mentioned this earlier. The tree ear mushroom, this is one of our really powerful immortality foods. The tree ear mushroom is incredibly powerful for thinning the blood. In fact, the New England Journal of Medicine published an article that stated that 1 tablespoon of tree ear mushroom is as powerful as 1 tablet of aspirin for helping to thin the blood and increase circulation in the body. So if you'd like an alternative to taking a pill every day, eating tree ear mushroom would be a great idea. And then you just simply want to dice the tree ear mushroom, and you want to throw it into your bowl that you're going to add your paste to. So let's do that now. And then we'll be able to stuff our mushroom with this lovely paste. So I'm just going to mix this up just a little bit, just like this. We're going to take our shiitake mushroom. Let me cut the stem out of this one. Just like that. It's very easy to do. And we're going to then fill it with our paste. It's really, really elegant and beautiful. Has tremendous texture. Certainly very good for you. And then we're going to steam this. Now, it only needs 2 or 3 minutes in the steamer. So let's let that steam, and then we'll assemble our broth. So the first thing you want to do is ladle out some of your broth. Now, remember, we have a lot of things in that broth, and into your bowl, I just simply want you to put the broth, not all the vegetable matter. So we're going to ladle that out. Oh, it smells absolutely incredible. I will be so excited for you if you make this at home and eat this with your family. So here's the broth, and then on top of that, we are going to float our little islands of immortality here, our shiitake mushrooms. So take a slotted spoon and gently transfer those mushrooms onto your broth. Now they're very delicate. Go slowly, be gentle with them. They will absolutely float and look beautiful for you. Here we go. Look at that. I love that. And then we can add some garnishes to that. So these are my suggestions. A few mung bean sprouts, some pea shoots, some scallion, and a few leaves of cilantro. And there you have it. A lovely bowl of stuffed shiitake mushrooms in a ginger broth, an incredibly nourishing food for you this autumn that will help promote long life and good health. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a long life, full of laughter, joy, lots and lots of mushrooms, and great food.